Welcome back to STRATCAST, a pure romance podcast created just for our most favorite and wonderful consultants. My name is Heather Erb, and I work on communications and strategy at Pure Romance. And you all know me, but you need to be introduced to our special guest today, the beautiful Amber Lundy.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So happy to be here with you.
Amber, tell us what you work on here.
Oh, man. You know all those lovely events that all you consultants attend?
We sure do.
All of those.
Gosh, Amber's the most amazing person. She's one of my favorite people in this office. So you guys are so lucky to hear from her today. And for today's topic, we're going to talk all about staying a student, which is so fitting to have someone from our Perfect Events team with us. So the work that goes into these events is unlike anything you guys can ever imagine. There's a team of 5 dedicated individuals entirely on the events team. That's what they do year round. They work on the logistics, the planning. Plus, there's so much collaborative effort from the entire corporate staff for all the events we have, whether it's regional events or Partners in Business or SSW or World Conference or National Training. It's truly a group effort from everyone, but the events team, the amount of work they put in is pretty incredible. So they ensure these events are unique and memorable and impactful, and that they're worth every single effort it takes our consultants to attend. And we're constantly hearing from our founder and chairwoman, Patty Brisben, and president and CEO, Chris Ciccinelli, the importance of staying a student. But Amber, let's talk about what that really means.
Well, obviously, we all know that staying a student is all about constantly learning, always trying to seek out information and asking questions. Mm-hmm. Along with that, kind of goes hand in hand. It's about bettering yourself every single day. And, you know, with corporate events, there's a number of ways that you can do that, even outside of corporate events. So whether it's attending a team meeting, coming to a corporate event, whether it's in your local market or traveling outside of your local market for national training or world conference. And obviously in our day and age that we live in, our world is constantly changing. So what that means is that your businesses are constantly changing too. So there's always something new to learn. And
So
regardless if you've been in, you know, your pure romance business for 10 minutes or 10 years, there's always something new for you to learn. So with that, it doesn't matter, again, even at your events, if it's your first national training or your 10th, there's always new information that you can add on to that tool belt.
It's so true. Even from a corporate perspective, I feel like I go to these events and you think you should know it all because you're for corporate and you're there representing, but you can constantly learn new things every single place you go. So on top of knowing in our hearts that it's best that you go, let's talk some cold hard facts about these events. Let's lay them down. So corporate keeps a super close eye on the impact of these trainings and events to your business. We're encouraging you to attend these for reasons. We take surveys. Our finance team works up statistics on what these events really do for your business. And our statistics show that those who attend in-person trainings are twice as productive as those who do not come when it comes to their personal retail sales. So that's crazy. Think about that. If you attend one of our events, you technically could be selling double after the fact. Plus, consultants who attend in-city training, they are active additional years in the business. They have higher average career retail sales, and they have 2 times more average overrides than consultants who do not attend. So that's insane. Amber, do you want twice as much overrides?
Who doesn't?
Duh. Plus, consultants who are even trained one-on-one by their sponsors or in group trainings or at team meetings or by shadowing parties are proven to be more productive and stay active longer in the business than those who do not. So with that being said, regional events and staying a student in your own world makes such an impact. So why corporate events, Amber?
Well, I'm going to say, why not corporate events?
Yeah.
First of all, they're so much fun.
They are. You get
and
to see us. That's the number one,
yeah,
right?
Obviously.
We're the most
Everybody
fun.
loves to see their corporate
We're the best
staff.
part of it. We should just wrap this podcast up now.
Well, we won't do that. But let's talk a little bit more about, obviously, why our consultants should want to attend our corporate events now that you've laid out kind of some of the benefits to their business. obviously, we always talk about momentum. So really, truly keeping the momentum going with your business, being consistent. And a lot of what I've heard from some of our consultants that have been in the business for a while is it really kind of helps them to find that energy again. And some of the newer consultants may not really understand that concept. And so it kind of teaches them how to fill their tank for the very first time. So just imagine being a new consultant, leaving a national training or a world conference, and imagine having that gas tank on full and being so motivated.
So true.
And sisterhood. Sisterhood is probably the biggest thing that we hear the most from consultants. It's especially important for them to meet new people, find a buddy in the business, the opportunity to connect with consultants from all over the world and be a part of something that's way bigger than yourself.
That is definitely one of my favorite parts, to see people meeting new people and bonding and forming these friendships that they would have never had without pure romance.
Absolutely. Totally agree. And then, with that, it shows you kind of that you're never in the business by yourself. You're in the business for yourself, but you're never alone. And I think, yes, you get hands-on workshops, and then the most incredible professional speakers. Can we just talk about having
I don't know how you guys do
Gilbert,
she was amazing.
Andrea Owen,
She's so
Brian
cute.
Byro every year, who is simply amazing. Io Tillett Wright. We don't mess around when it comes to having some of the professional speakers that join our events.
It's really incredible. I don't know how you guys do it, but you do, and you blow us away every time.
Woohoo! And then obviously, the biggest lessons that you can learn from Chris and Patty themselves, who really have been, instrumental in a lot of these events and, are kind of some of the mastermind on some of the different elements there.
Yeah, it's where it all began. So it's just such a good way to see from then to now. Since the beginning, Patty has stressed to stay a student, and we really make sure that we live and breathe that concept every single day in this business. With all that being said, oftentimes at corporate or when we're at the events and we're asking people, where's your team at? Or where's this person? We hear things like, oh, I'm a mom. I work full time. I can't afford the hotel. It's too expensive. I don't know anybody. And honestly, we get it. We understand. Those things are all very realistic, responses. But think about how much better of a mom or a partner or a friend or a family member or an employee you would be if you felt more confident and more empowered and more educated and refreshed and rejuvenated and energized after attending one of these events. And as far as the money aspect goes, the average party yields $600 in retail sales, right? So if your buying discount is 40%, you'll get about $240 in profit back in your pocket from just one party. So think about it. You have a couple parties, you share your personal website on social media to encourage those easy orders and earn that commission. A little bit of hustle goes a long freaking way.
And that $240 in party profit, there's your national training registration right there.
Yep. And do not forget to register, because if we don't see you there, me and Amber are going to come get you personally.
That's right.
And then also you can carpool. So I love when I see consultants drive in together and they're all excited with their pajama pants on, like ready to get out of the car and start their day. So gather with your teammates to drive to the destination together. Get a roomie at the host hotel to help reduce your cost. Also, the Facebook event, if you don't know anyone that's going to these trainings, we have Facebook events for basically every single corporate event that we have. And you can find all sorts of people who are registered. People will comment and say, hey, does anyone have a roommate yet? Hey, I'm in this market for this training. Is anyone driving from this area? You are more than welcome to go and meet those people. Head there solo too. You should be meeting a new face every hour, whether you're going with 10 people that you know, 10 team members, or 0. And speaking of the Facebook events, there was recently a post on the Destination Success PR support group page, which if you're not on there already, you should be, because a lot of great stuff is shared there. It's run by some of our top Pure Romance consultants. And recently there was a thread for Facebook groups by state. So I didn't even know this from corporate, but apparently every state, most states, have their own Facebook group regardless of whose team you're on. So if you can't find somebody on your team or you're not seeming to have luck on those Facebook event pages, you can try out that Facebook event. Social media is not only great for your business connections, but it's great to find those buddies in the business that'll help you. And you never know who you might meet that could become the exact person you need at the exact right time. Most of you probably don't know this, but Amber and I did not know each other until Pure Romance, which I'm so thankful for. And we trained for our first half marathon like a year ago. And then we just ran our first full marathon back in May. And it just goes to show that if I had never met Amber, I would have never freaking run a full marathon. I would have been like, you all are crazy. I am not doing this.
It's all your fault.
I know. The half was my fault. I don't know how it escalated. But it really is true that you can do things you never thought you could do if you have the right people by your side. So make sure you truly do make that a priority when you're at these events. And honestly, getting uncomfortable to live comfortably it's said all the time by our president and CEO, Chris Ciccinelli, but it's really true. It may cause a little bit of discomfort in your life to go to these trainings. You may have to make adjustments with your schedule, with your work, with your budget. But committing to developing your business now so you can design the life you want to live later will really impact you in the long run.
It's all so true, Heather. And honestly, if hearing it from us isn't enough, those surveys that Heather mentioned earlier, we always collect those after every event. We really think it's important to collect your feedback because we want to always do better. We want the events to be bigger and better than last time. Mm-hmm. So let's just hear a couple testimonials from some of our consultants.
I love reading these. They always make me so happy.
They make my heartstrings sing. I love them. So let's hear this one. I will never miss a national event as long as I'm able to attend. It seems they always come at the perfect time when my motivation starts lacking and I need the spiritual and energetic rejuvenation from the classes, the speakers, and spending time with my sisters. That goes back to what we were talking about earlier about filling up your tank and getting rejuvenated from the events.
Mm-hmm. We're not just making this stuff up, we promise.
We're not. Another consultant said, business-changing information and life-changing experiences. And again, that's what this Pure Romance business is all about. Think of how many lives you'll change throughout the years in your business, and then think about how your life can also be changed.
Absolutely. So everyone, do us a big favor. Head to the event site. Events.pureromance.com is always updated with the most up-to-date training details, registration information, dates and locations. Do some digging on there and figure out what event will be best for you to attend. Hint, it's all of them. So register for them. Step outside the box. Sometimes, at one of our past events at a future registration booth, a lot of consultants were talking about, there might be one in Atlanta, but we should go to Dallas. We should take, a girls trip over a weekend and head there.
Fun.
I know, right? I'm going to go. So think about the ways that you can make this fun and new and different and exciting. Network with new people, mark your calendars, plan for it with your business, and be prepared to change your business, your mentality, and ultimately your life. You know what, Amber? I think that's all.
That's a wrap?
It's a wrap.
No,
I know.
It went
too fast. I hate it, but it's so true. It's simple. You just got to get there. Thank you for joining us on this episode of STRATCAST by Pure Romance.
It's been fun.